Hello, guten Tag. Welcome to Tag 4. Today we are going to learn about conjugations. Now, you might think, what are conjugations? See, in English language, you have you noticed that the verb's ending changes according to the pronoun that you're using. For example, I do, but he she it does, so there's a change in the ending of the verb do, right? So similarly in German also, the ending of the verbs changes according to the pronoun. So we are going to learn about that today. There are a few conjugation rules that we'll see now. Before that, let's understand these pronouns. Okay, so we have ish means I, we have learned that already. Then we have do means you. Then we have er, z, s. Er means he, z means she, and s means it. He, she, it. Er, z, s. Then wir means we. Then we have ear. Ear also means you, but you plural. So do is you for singular, and ear is for you plural. That is you all kind of thing. Then we have z. Small z means they, and capital Z means you, but formal. Imagine it like आप in Hindi. So ये है this is तू, ये है तुम सब, और ये है z means आप. Okay. So we have ish, I, do, you, rzs, he, she, it, beer, we, ear is you formal, and z is they, and this sorry, ear is you plural, z is they, and this z is you formal. Then we have the word lernen, verb lernen. Lernen is the original verb. Lernen means to learn. And then we have the word Deutsch. Deutsch. It's called Deutsch. Deutsch means German. Okay. So this sentence means Ich lerne Deutsch, means I learn German. Now you might notice that according to the personal pronoun, you will notice that the ending of the verb is changing. It is becoming lerne, lensed, all that. So we'll understand what this is. For ish, whichever verb it is, if it is a regular verb, we'll understand what is a regular verb. But just remember that for ish, we add the ending e to the root verb. Lernen is the verb. Its root form is len, Lern. We add the ending e for whichever verb we are using with ish. So ish lernen. If it is some other verb, then we'll add e to that end of that verb also. So ish lernen. Then we add st to the ending of the root form if the pronoun is do. So do lensed, do lensed. So we add st always. Then if it is rzs, we add teeth to the end. If it is wir, then we keep the original version of the pronoun, that is lernen. The original of the verb, that is lernen. And if it is ear, then again we add t to the end. And if it is zz, then we keep the original version of the verb. So try to remember it this way: he, she, it, and you and they. Sorry, he, she, it, and you formal. They have t as an ending. Then we and they or you formal have en as the ending. Ish always has e as an ending, and do has st as the ending. So it becomes ich lerne Deutsch. Du lernst Deutsch. Sie es lernt Deutsch. Wir lernen Deutsch. Ihr lernt Deutsch, and sie lernen Deutsch. Simple enough, right? So these are the conjugation rules for these six pronouns. Now we will look at some regular verbs. Now, what is a regular verb? These are the verbs that follow the conjugation rules exactly. They do not deviate from that. So one example is heißen. As we have learnt earlier, heißen means to be called. Ish, Heiser, Atharva, right? So you can see, you can understand now why we added e to the end of the root verb. So the verb is Heisen, but we are using only the root part and adding e to the end. So it becomes Ish, Heiser. Similarly, as you remember, we add st to the end of the verb if it is with do, so it becomes do heist. But since this letter is already pronounced as double s, so we write it as do heist b and then t, not st, because the sound is the same. Then we have r z s heist, weir heisen, ear heist, and Z Heisen. Z small or Z capital Heisen. Similarly, we have next word as common. Common. Common means to come. So ish comma do comes er commt wir common ear commt zz common. So it again the e ending for ish, st ending for do, T ending for RZS, EN ending for beer, T ending for ear, and EN ending again for Z. The next word we have is Makhan. Makhan means to make. So ish it becomes ish maka, I make, do marks, er marked, we are marken, we make, ear marked, you all make, ZZ marken. So you make or they make, right? So these are the some of the regular verbs, common regular verbs. There are a lot of regular verbs. We cannot cover all of them, but this is the formula, this is the format that they're going to follow. So if you know the root form of the verb, for example, you know mark in the verb, the root form will be mark. So you know how to make the conjugation according to different pronouns, right? So yeah, these are the regular verbs. Now we'll take a look at irregular verbs. Okay, so irregular verbs are the verbs that deviate from the default formula, and some of them you just have to remember it. There is no option. For example, the most common irregular verb is sein. Sein means to be. It is similar to so if you see the first is ish bin, right? So sein is similar to be in English. So how does to be conjugate in English? It becomes with I. It becomes am. I am. With you, it becomes are. You are. He, she is. He, she, it becomes is. He is. She is. It is. Again, we becomes are. You becomes you. You are, and then they with they it becomes they are. Right. So this is how to be is conjugated in English. So in German it becomes ich bin. I am. Du bist. You are. Er, sie, es ist. He, she, it is. Wir sind. So we are. Ihr seid. Seid. So see, sind, seid. There is a z sound to it. And then ZZ Zind. Do you guys remember that in the hobbies video we had covered Zind as the this Zind as the verb, and had told you that Zind means are. So in that context, we are saying that my hobbies are. So my hobbies becomes they. So they are. Now if you want to use they means Z in German, right? So the conjugation becomes Zind. So that was the linking to that. Then we have the next common verb that we have when irregular verbs is haben. Habens means to have. So it becomes ich habe, du hast. So you have, RSZ, hat, wir haben. So it is not do halves. See, because what you expect is hab is the root form. If you remove the en, hab is the root form. So you expect do halves, right? But it's not do halves. It becomes do hast, and instead of er habt, it becomes er hat, right? So yeah, then we have wir haben, ear habt. See, ear is following the same thing, but do and rsc they deviate from the formula. They remove that b at the end, so it becomes du hast and er hat. And they finally have z haben. So this is how haben deviates. Then we have expression. Expression means to speak. For example, ich spreche Deutsch. Deutsch is German, so I speak German, right? So we have ich spreche. So this is according to the this part. This fun is according to the formula ich spreche. So we what do we expect? We expect to add e at the end of expression. Expression. So it becomes ich spreche. But here is where it deviates from the formula. What we expect here is do sprechst. So sprechst, but instead of spre it becomes spri. So do sprechst, er spricht. Then we have wir sprechen, ihr sprecht, sie sprechen. So you might have noticed one pattern that most of the irregular verbs they deviate from the formula generally only with do and rsg. That is you singular and he she it. That is only where they generally deviate from the formula. Rest of the pronouns they stay with the same pattern. So that is generally the trend with irregular verbs. But again, there are exceptions like sein, where you see that entire sein has a different conjugation altogether from what we have learned. Anyways, so these are some of the common irregular verbs, and these are some common. In the earlier slide, we saw some common irregular verb, right? Regular verbs, right? Now let's come to the Yubung fear. Four means fear, as we learnt in the yesterday's video, and Yubung means practice. So today we are going to learn practice something. I have given you a verb R by 10. R by 10 means to verb. Now I want all of you guys to conjugate this verb and maybe send a text, maybe send a voice note, maybe send a video note uh, telling how the conjugation of this verb is going to be. I'll give you a hint. This is a regular verb and the your no, the pronouns are ish, do, rsz, wir, ear, zz. You know that ish, if we are using ish, then the we add e to the root form. So arbeiten is the verb, arbeit becomes the root form. So you add e to the end if you are using ish. If you are using do, then you add st to the end. If you are using rsz, then you add t to the end. If you are using ear, then you add again add t to the end. If you are using wir or zz, then you keep this form as it is, that is r by 10. So you already know it is going to be wir r by 10 and zz r by 10. Now I want all of you guys to send a text or a voice note saying the other conjugations for r by 10. Thank you.